Hi guys, Steven Perchikov here from Artist Sales Academy and wanted to share this quick presentation that I made for a client in terms of vetting the best tools for them to use, why they should use them, and a couple of strategies of how to best leverage them. And so here's what we came up with them and here's what I'll be sharing with you, right? First, I want to share what the actual outbound tech stack is, the best approach to finding leads, to automating your cold emails and cadences, on automating your LinkedIn messaging and connecting and visiting of people's profiles and how that can work, and then getting into how to actually cold call intelligently. And then we'll go into some of the strategies that I'm using with these tools. Specifically, we'll go into how we can move pretty seamlessly between LinkedIn to email to call to nurture and warm up those leads, or how we can start sometimes with cold email, LinkedIn, and calling. But first, let's get into the actual tools and specifically get into the email addresses. And the best tool, or one of the best methodologies, is really a tool called Find That Lead. It's the most affordable for starters, and a really good approach. One of the best reasons that it's so good is that once you log in, you simply choose some of the parameters that are most interesting to you: company, industry, job title. You enter those in, CEO, marketing and advertising, and then you get all these leads, right? So these are CEOs in marketing and advertising industry throughout the world, and there's nearly 30,000 leads here. And if this is someone I wanted to go after, I could easily go after them with a click of a button. And it comes out to, if I were to get one of the larger plans, which certainly I don't have to, but I get 30,000 leads a month, it would come out to about a cent per lead. And the average rate, if you're using an outsourcer or some other tools, is 25 to 50 cents. So there's really no cheaper way. Of course, some of the leads are not completely accurate. The way that Find That Lead works is that it uses different variations of the first name, the last name, and the company domain name, and then runs it through a verifier. But it gives you a pretty good sense and tells you how accurate it thinks it is. And once it's over a certain threshold, 90%, let's say, you can pretty well be confident that you've got the right email. So even if some of them don't come out accurate, a lot of them will be. And with just a couple of clicks, you could fill up your entire CRM with leads, not spending that much money, right? If you ever want to get more precise with your lead generation, Snovio is great because it provides you with a Chrome plugin. And then you basically could go on anyone's LinkedIn, click Find Email and Save, and then it will actually give you their email address. Very easy, very simple in that regard. And again, not very expensive. You can get 100 credits a month for free, or for $20 a month, 1,000 credits. So really, really affordable in that regard. As far as cold email goes, I've tested a number of different platforms. So many of them are more expensive than Mailshake and far less superior in my opinion. So Mailshake is really great. It's only $20 a month, and one of the things that I like about it is the user experience. It's so fluid, so smooth. You simply start a campaign. It gives you analytics on emails that you send. You can set cadences, set what time it gets sent out, what happens when someone replies, what happens if someone clicks on a link. All these sort of if-then rules are very easily accessible. And you also can do custom fields, which for me is one of the most important elements of an email tool. It's really easy to create custom fields because that's the sort of personalized approach that really gets you replies, right? For example, an SEO tool telling them how many broken backlinks they have, or how many duplicate pages they have, and their rating on some SEO platform. That's the kind of personalization that gets results. So it's easy to create these cadences. Gives you great analytics and really, really inexpensive. If you want to send out, 500 emails, once you find out your ratio to sent emails to actual meetings and opens, and you know that for every 100 meetings, every 100 emails that you send out, you can get 5 or 6 meetings, and you know that that's worthwhile for you, then it's quite easy to buy another user, and just keep scaling out that approach and just get more and more meetings. Really great for that. As far as LinkedIn goes, there's about 7 or 8 tools out there. The 2 best ones are Duck Soup and Linked Helper. Both are really similar and really great. Duck Soup is particularly great because of its user interface. It's very easy to use. It works really well. And it's particularly good at visiting other people's profiles automatically. And I'll tell you the benefit of that soon. Linked Helper does all those things as well. But where it really shines is its ability to auto message people and send cadences of messages in LinkedIn in a way that Duck Soup can't. That's really powerful. It's a little clunkier, it's a little harder to get a hang of, but it's really good for that. So let's get right into it. Duck Soup, again, lives on your Chrome profile, Chrome plugin. You visit different profiles, and you simply click that you visit profiles after you search some certain parameters, and then it'll go through them one by one by one by one. The value of that is it then tells them, hey, you visited their profile. So the way to maximize the value here is sort of like brand awareness. You visit your target market with your SaaS platform, and the brand awareness piece is having a really good headline, right? The better your headline is, the more likely they're going to click and remember you and kind of look at your profile, and you better have your profile on point too, because if you do this well, you can start getting connections just from visiting other people's profiles. Here's an example. I've helped 7 companies reach $1 billion. Who wants to be number 8? I do, okay? So I like this guy's headline. If I was targeting VC-backed startups that want to be billion-dollar companies, and I auto-visited a bunch of people, a lot of people would probably be clicking on Brian Franklin, to tell you the truth. So here's another just kind of quick bonus lead generation strategy. I told you about Find That Lead. I told you about Snovia. This one's a little advanced. What happens when you actually visit everyone's profile is that you can then export a list of their names, their titles, their company. So all of that is really easily exportable, and you get their URLs as well. So once you have that, you could simply import it into Find That Lead, and Find That Lead will then provide you with those email addresses. What's the point of doing this? Well, it's a lot more targeted. As I showed you before with Find That Lead, you can only use a couple of parameters in order to download a bulk list of contacts. With this approach, you can target really, really well using all of LinkedIn's different parameters, visit all their profiles with Duck Soup or Linked Helper, download this list, enter into Find That Lead, and then you get everyone's email address in a very, very targeted list. So it's another really great lead generation strategy. So now we're in Linked Helper. As you can see, the UI is a little worse. It's a little clunkier, but look how great it is for messaging people. You could actually you can personalize messages. You could download a list and message them straight through this platform. And this is a little blurry here, but this is a number of different people's LinkedIn profiles. You can click them, remove them, send them all messages. You could set a cadence of messages that you want to send. So it's really great in that regard. Both are about the same price, $15 a month each. So in case you want to invest in that. All right, last piece here as far as automation goes is Phone Burner. Now, Phone Burner is great when you have a lot of phone numbers that you want to dial. There's dozens of tools out there. Phone Burner is the most bang for your buck. Many of them require you to purchase a number of seats. Phone Burner lets you purchase just one for $67.50. You can import a list of contacts, press a button, and it instantly starts calling them for you. It makes up to 80 calls in an hour. So basically, you're definitely going to connect without having to dial all the time. If you get a voicemail, it automatically leaves a pre-recorded voicemail that you record. And you can send email templates after your phone call. Click a button if the phone call went great. If the phone call went poorly, you can click left or A or B, and it'll send an email. So all that's really great. Really worthwhile if you have a lot of phone numbers to call. If you don't, then you can just do some manual dialing, which is definitely worthwhile. But if you have a big list, right? One of my clients is chiropractic software, so we're definitely going to use Phone Burner for that. Connect Leader, this one is more advanced, it's more expensive, but what's good about them is that they actually have agents who will work the phone tree for you and get past gatekeepers to connect you to the right person. So it's more expensive, but let's say you want to connect to marketing executives at Fortune 1000 companies. Phone Burner is not going to get you there, it's just going to dial. Connect Leader will actually have people working the system and connecting you with the people you want to speak to. So just kind of food for thought once you start scaling and you want to look at more sophisticated tools. There's a couple of others out there, but I found this one to be the most affordable. So let's get into the actual strategies and get into connecting some of the dots here, right? So here's one strategy that you can use implementing all these tools, right? LinkedIn, email to cold call nurturing, cold calling. So step one, you create a targeted list of people you want to nurture on LinkedIn, right? You do that by searching some parameters on LinkedIn, has this title, has this role, lives in this city. Then you use Duck Soup or Linked Helper to visit all of those profiles. They'll start connecting with you. They'll see you visited, brand awareness campaign, wait a day, and then you can drive another campaign to actually connect with these people and message them using DuckSoup or Linked Helper. So you start off small, just visiting them. They know you're aware of them. Another day or two, you connect with them, send them a message. Now you can download that list of people you visited and connected with and import that list into Find That Lead to get their address, or just use Snowvio to manually get each profile, and then put them on a cold email cadence. You can even send a message with something like, hey, I recently connected you on LinkedIn and wanted to reach out about, right? So connect with the LinkedIn, then you go with the cold email cadence, and now you're going back and forth between LinkedIn and emailing, and it's all kind of done simultaneously and automated. You can see who's opening, you can see who's clicking, and the people that are most engaged, who are opening your email, who are clicking, who are connected with you on LinkedIn, you can start dialing those people. They know who you are, they're going to remember you, and they'll know who you are when you reach out, or you can put them into phone burner that if you have a lot of those contacts, and just start blasting through them and connecting, and they'll know who you are. They'll know your company by this point. The other approach is similar. It's a cold email, LinkedIn cold call approach. So basically, you get a massive list from Find That Lead. You can say start with a list of 500. You visit their LinkedIn profiles via DuckSoup. You can have an outsourcer, for example, on artwork, just fill in their LinkedIn URLs by searching on Google, name, company, LinkedIn, and then fill in the spreadsheet with their URLs. Once you use DuckSoup, you can upload that link of URLs, and then DuckSoup will visit all of them one by one by one by one. And so now that you have their email address, you have their LinkedIn URL, you can begin to target them both platforms on Mailshake and LinkedIn. Start with a Mailshake email cadence, right? Put them on a 7 email cadence, something relevant to their industry, something personalized. Keep it really personalized, right? At this point, your emails have to be great and highly personalized and high value to really get those reply rates. After the second or third email, now you can enter those URLs into DuckSoup or Linked Helper and start visiting them. So now they're seeing your emails, they're opening them. Now they see you visiting them on LinkedIn. The next day, you can start connecting with them. You're hitting them from all sides, and as you're doing this, you can start sending personalized LinkedIn messages to each via DuckSoup or LinkedIn once you connect with them. So now you're sending messages on both. You started with the cold email in their inbox. Now you're on LinkedIn. And then finally, again, you start cold calling. Cold calling is always best at the end, because when you cold call at the end, it's really the most kind of intrusive method. You're interrupting someone's day, but once they know you already, it's a lot easier to get away with. So hope this is helpful for you. If you want to talk about this or talk about your business in any way, I'd love to help. We can catch up on a call. You can just kind of message me on Facebook or go to this website, aosa.qtscheduling.com, and book some time with me, and be happy to chat with you in more detail.